Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. The action has already started.
It's rare for me to look at a fullback as a potential match winner, Peter. But with Roberto Carlos, I can make an exception.
He's not a defender at all, is he? He's a winger more than that.
Exactly, the Brazilian Express, up and down the line all the time, and a taker of audacious free kicks.
And here's Lukaku. This looks promising. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
Now it's Mbappe. Now it's Lukaku. Played into space out wide. Lahm. Rummenigge. Pirlo. And it's Roberto Carlos. Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. Vietnam have had the ball in promising areas, but nothing to show for it. And it's Hakimi. He's got plenty of space out wide here, and he's managed to get free. Good read, needed to be. Seedorf. Rummenigge. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Hakimi. Matthäus can so cleverly bypass the press. Passing is crisp and sharp.
Well, both teams are proceeding with caution, but there's plenty of time to wait for some attacking purpose.
Chouameni. Oh, that's wonderful alertness.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Ronaldo is onto it in a flash. Pirlo. Here's Roberto Carlos. No, that's been intercepted. Matheus Cunha. Great vision. That ball looks a good one. He's having a shot! Oh, and another try! It's in! Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Well, I'm giving him full marks for the way he exploited the space, Peter, but you really shouldn't be left unmarked in the middle like that. I don't think he could believe his luck.
Vietnam have broken through. It's 1-0.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Roberto Carlos goes on a charge down the left. Nicely weighted ball. Oh, well played, well played. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. Lukaku, played out to the left flank. And that's been drilled in. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Matthäus, neatly clipped into space. And that is expertly dealt with. Well, for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Here's a sharp little ball here. Here comes the cross. Cleared without hesitation. Mbappe. Oh, good spread. Matheus Cunha. And this is Lukaku. Now, can they get him away? Lukaku. And into the grateful arms of the keeper.
Vietnam can certainly afford to see this half out now and reset during the break.
Vietnam finding their passes, and it's Rice. Well, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. And again, they run up against stubborn defending. Pirlo. And it's Messi. Bout of passing here, really easy on the eye. And that's very disappointing, it has to be said. Mbappe. Oh, that's well spotted. That's an imaginative pass.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
And that'll be the last act of the first half. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead, and that gives them something to build on after the break.
I'd just like to read out our
There's plenty of positives to take despite the lead being so small, Peter. I think playing well, good energy, a little more composure up front perhaps, that's not too much to ask.
Vietnam are 1-0 up at half-time, and it's all to play for. And we are already promptly back underway.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball quicker, Peter. Entice your opponents out, see if you can open them up a bit more.
Messi, played out wide. Mbappe. Hakimi. Can he spark a counter here? Here's Matheus Cunha. Chouameni. Back into the middle. Now he's got space here. That is good alertness. Distributed tidily. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Matthäus.
Vietnam couldn't really be more watertight in midfield. Not a trickle is getting through.
Still just a single goal between the sides. And here's Mbappe. Roberto Carlos is one whose deliveries we all know about. And this is Lukaku. Well, that looks a decent ball. And that's an excellent interception. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Vietnam clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
And this is Lukaku. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, this lead is beginning to look a little delicate. I'd rather see them show the ambition and adventure to go further ahead. But it seems as if they've settled for a riskier approach now to defend this.
Matthäus.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
And it's Lam looking to play him in. Konate kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Chouameni. It's a pretty loose pass. Rafael Varane. Pirlo. Rummenigge. And Matthäus. Looking for options for movement.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
They're coming again and again.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Vietnam needed that. They really needed it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Matheus Cunha bops him off it and wins back the ball. Messi. They're urging him to shoot. Cross is blocked, and that's a corner.
Substitution on the field.
And we have our very first corner.
Number 14, Hakimi. Number 22, Matheus Cunha. Number 20, Mbappe.
Konate is there, and he can get that clear.
Lukaku. Coming on the field.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Number 13, Federico Valverde. Number 4, Pulisic. Number 5, Bellingham. Substitution. Substitution in progress.
And they've switched it over to the other side. Kimmich. Valverde looking to run onto it.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
The referee has resisted the temptation to go to his pocket. It's just a stern lecture. Well, this may not be the kindest angle for a direct hit.
Well, there's lots of movement in the box for them to pick out.
Now it's Kimmich. Fires it in low. Passing is crisp and sharp. Robson, and it's Roberto Carlos. Valverde takes control of it and he's on the move. Nuno Mendes aims beyond the defence. Pirlo is strong enough. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. Well, that pass isn't the best. Still just that single goal, and we are nearly done. Nicely worked. Pulisic picks it up out wide. Tries to pass it through. Traumeri. Now it's Bellingham. Can he get it through? Quality ball.
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
There will be one
Deep into stoppage time. Pulisic. Well, that's surely a foul. Free kick. Konate. And that's that. Vietnam have done it. Their solitary strike ultimately proving just enough. A terrific win, however you look at it. Rice claiming the Man of the Match award,
Just a quick
and
announcement.
there is
We would
very
like to
little room
inform
for
you
argument.
that CCTV is now in operation.
Well, what
for
are your
your
thoughts on
safety.
today's game then, Jim?
Yeah, clean sheets and hard grind will help you go places.